Greetings, everyone. My name is Lois May. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our presenter, Joyce Paxson, who is degreed in music education and vocal performance. Joyce has taught private voice and choral music classes to high school and college students, as well as her private studio. She has trained many private students, two of which were chosen as California Art Scholars, which included 1 month of study with composers and arrangers from Disney and other studios at the California Institute of the Arts. Joyce has toured extensively with the Roger Wagner Chorale in the United States and Canada. She has performed with the Los Angeles Master Chorale and Los Angeles Philharmonic at the Los Angeles Music Center. Joyce has performed with a number of orchestras, choirs, opera companies in the greater Los Angeles area, Iowa, and North Carolina. Thank you, Joyce.
Hi, and welcome to this edition, this first session of Singing. It's a brain thing. Why do I say singing? It's a brain thing. Well, if you look at your body, there is nothing to push or no hole in your hand to cover up or any place on your outside of your body that shows you how to sing. All right? So it's all whatever your brain tells you to do with your body. And first of all, your singing instrument is not just your throat or just your breathing apparatus. It is your whole body. So think about the gymnast who stands at the mat, at the corner of the mat, getting ready to do a floor exercise in the Olympics. And I know you've probably already seen that. All right. They stand there, they put their arms up, and then they stand there for a moment and take a nice deep breath and go up on their toes, and then they're off. All right? If you watch the diver, same thing. If you watch anybody that starts like that, I mean, if you're running a race, you're down in like this, and then you shoot out of the position and you're on your way. So that's your feet and your whole body. When I start to sing, my whole body rises about a half an inch or so. You can kind of see it happening, all right, when I take my breath. Now, when you get up to your waist, then just above your waist on each side and across are the intercostal muscles. Your diaphragm is hooked to these muscles. Everybody says, well, sing from the diaphragm. What does that mean? So today I'm going to show you how to find that in your body and be aware of it. So you need to be aware of everything that's going on in your body in order to sing well. You can sing with only a few things, but if you really sing well and you want to keep singing until your hair looks like bud, then you can. Then you should do some of these things, okay? All right, so beyond that, then you're going to be using that vocal apparatus here, and I'll show you about that too. So let's first of all start out with how we're going to find that muscle, those muscles that help us to breathe. So first of all, we're going to sit on our chairs at the edge of your chair with your feet flat on the floor. All right? Now, I'm going to put our arms out like this. Put your elbows on your knees out at the end. Arms like this. And then you're going to hang your head down as far as you can hang it down. And what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you and then we'll do it. We're going to sip up air like we're sipping up through a straw. And you should feel your back expanding. All right? When you feel that, be aware of where that is and how that feels. And we're going to take up the air through a straw, hold it for a moment, and then let it out really fast. Just let the whole thing out. And then you're going to feel all those muscles collapse. And I want you to be aware of that. So let's do that first. Okay, so head's way down. Now sip up like you're sipping up through a straw. Ready? Hold it. Now let it all go. Let's try that one more time and tell me if you don't feel your back expanding, okay? Try that again. Hold it. Let it all out. All right. Did anyone not feel their back expanding?
I did.
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Okay, how about the rest?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you've all, okay. Now, those are the muscles that have to expand. Your back has to expand like that because they pull, what they do, the diaphragm is up here and here, and I apologize to anybody that does anatomy, but this is what I feel, okay? Your diaphragm is hooked here and here, and then when you take that breath, you're pulling and pull those muscles out, you're pulling that as far as possible to get as much air in your lungs as possible. Now you're holding it just a little bit, but you're holding it here, not at your throat, okay? You don't, a lot of pushing and stuff like that, we're gonna not do that at all. Now, we're going to take that breath again, and when we get it all in there, we feel our back expand, I want you to slowly stand up, and then let it all out fast, and see if you feel it when you've stood up. Okay, you ready? Did you feel it expand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now they're right about here. All right? So now be sure that you're feeling those. Now, can you see it moving?
Yes.
Okay, this is where the diaphragm, where you breathe. Now, if you can feel it all the time, then you're going to have to practice that, because you want to make that breath automatic. You know, when you take your first breath before you sing, that's the best breath you can take for your whole song. That gets you prepared, that gets you settled, and then you can go. You won't have any trouble. All right, now let's try this standing up and see if you can do it that way. If you want to hang on to your sides so that you feel those muscles, feel them move. Okay, take your breath, hold it, let it all out fast. Did you feel it all collapse?
Yes.
Now, it's never going to collapse again. Okay, we are going to use that, and we're going to keep that taut. It doesn't mean you don't let your air out. You're going to let the air out, but you're not going to let the muscles go. Now let's try it. And this time we'll let the air out slowly. Okay? You ready?
Yep.
Take your breath. Breathe. Now let it out slowly. Okay. Now we're going to put a note with that.
Let's do that. So,
All right. Now let's do it with the note. Let's do that, and let's do it on an E vowel. Okay, you ready? Oh, good. Good. Okay. Now, we're going to do that again, and in a minute we're going to do a little exercise with that.
Okay.
So, but let's use a different vowel this time. Let's use O. And let's do a little note high. Is anybody an alto in here? No, sopranos, okay? All right, good. Let's use give us an A, will you, Marcia? Thank you. Okay, and we're gonna sing O. Ready? Okay, good. That's really good. Now, now let's try singing A, E, A, O, U. Okay, that's the vowels, but the sound is A, E, A, O, U. It's A, W, not A. The A. Okay, so the only way to keep those vowels in that way is to drop your jaw like this. And so there's this inside your mouth, you should feel this little round choir boy look that from the Christmas cards, you know. You know? Okay, and that will keep you with, and then those vowels need to come out right here, in front of your mouth, not back here somewhere. So we're going to let some of that air out. Then we're not going to push it out. We're just going to allow it to escape. Put that in your brain. Allow it to escape. Okay, let's try this now. And we're just going to do it on a single note. Oh, wait, I forgot to breathe. Did you breathe?
Yes.
Okay.
So, say again.
I think I need to do this.
A,
We're just going to sing A.
A.
Oh, A, okay. Well, A, oh, excuse me. A, E, I, O, U. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's try not to say ya. Okay, a ya. It's A-E-R. But we're not going to go either. So, just the air. Ready? Now we're going to go loud and soft. And we're going to sing ooh this time. So we'll just start softly. And I'll do like this, and then I'll do like this, and we'll go back down again, and then back up again, and then back down again as many times as we can. All right? So start softly. Don't let all the air out at once. This is like swimming underwater. The least little bit of air that you can give out as you go along, you'll be able to stay under the water a lot longer, just like you'll be able to carry your note a lot longer. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ready? Take your breath. Okay, I'm hearing the same sound. I'm not hearing loud and soft. Okay? Soft, really soft. Okay, take a breath. Okay, going down is harder. It's harder to be in control, but that's where your control is here. All right, good. You're good. You're very good, all of you. That's great. I'd like to just talk a little bit about that vowel sound now that we were just doing, and how I told you to have this round place in your inside your mouth. Okay, now you want that to be your tongue to be right behind your front teeth, here. All right, and so that a ya o is right here, just behind. And when you want to sing ah, you're going to want to lift your tongue up. Don't do it. Okay? Just don't do it. Try to keep it down. And you're going to go smoothly now. That's why you have a lot of breath. You're going to go smoothly through all those vowels. Are you excited yet? Me too. Okay, here we go. Maybe give us an F. We'll try a little bit lower now. See how that goes. Take your breath. Okay, now you should be able to feel this going back and forth when you do that. And your vowels are right there in the front, but so are your words. And I like to tell everybody that your words are right outside your lips. And they're all said with the lips, the teeth, and the tip of the tongue. Can you say that fast? The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Oh, I didn't hear you do it. Do it again. I'm going to listen. Okay. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Come on, come on. Okay. Okay. You need to be able to do that really fast. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The mouth that hardly moves at all. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
I can't do that.
Pardon?
I can't do that.
Well, let's start slow.
Yeah, practice.
Let's start slow.
I couldn't remember.
You have to think
words.
of
The lips,
The
the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Come on.
Why can't we do chrysanthemum?
We can. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum.
Yeah,
Chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum.
All right, just try it now. Take a good breath. Chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum, Okay. Not bad for the first run through. And if you just keep practicing that, you don't even need to sing it, you can just say it. Chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum, linoleum, chrysanthemum, linoleum. And that's a little more difficult to say than the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
The lips, the tip.
Let's just say it together. Chrysanthemum, linoleum, 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 chrysanthemum, linoleum.
I get mixed up in there.
Well, practice that because that really helps you with diction. And diction is important because if we can't understand your words when you're singing, you might as well be playing some instrument instead. Because the music is important, but if you're singing, the words have to be important. That's why you're singing. So always remember that. Always remember that. And some songs, it depends upon who you sing with and where you sing. If you're singing with a community choir, you might sing some little tunes that go really fast, like little bird, go through my window, little bird, go through my window, little bird, go through my window, and everybody, the whole group has to sing it together, fast. And that's really impressive, when you do that. So practice that. Practice that.
Most of the Spanish songs are like that.
What?
Most of the Spanish songs.
Yes, they have, you have lots of syllables, yes.
Right, Marcia?
yes.
Have you got a Spanish phrase for us that we can sing?
I can bring the book.
Oh, okay. All right, well, that would have been fun. Now, I just want to talk about what you're going to do with the back of your throat now. We've been singing, and you're sounding pretty good. You're sounding like you're producing pretty well. So, we're going to make sure that you are. Nothing starts with this. Do that so you can feel what that feels like. What's touching back there when you do that?
Your throat.
Okay, you don't ever want to do that. And you don't want to stop the sound there or begin the sound there. That's a glottal stop or a glottal start, okay? And so you just want to take your breath and hold it, and then allow a little bit of air to escape as you start. All right, so it's going to start almost with a breath before it, but you don't want that to last at all so anybody hears it.
Right.
All right, okay, so this time we're going to do a little exercise, and it's going to be, let's start on maybe E chord. Okay. And we're going to go half steps up, but we're going to sing this. It's using that A, E, A, O, U. Remember that? All right, everybody's got that? All right, so And it's going to be. Okay, your turn. No. Oh gosh. One more time. Take a good breath first. Okay. Again. Up. A half step. Up. Don't forget we don't want to sing ee or ee. Never spread your mouth this way, ee. Always this way. Always up and down. Okay? Don't ever, if you find yourself doing that, stop. Because that makes it sound funny. You can change the way your tone sounds just by moving your tongue in your mouth. You know, it's just, that's how a lot of, if people are creating a style for pop music and stuff, they're going to do something with their tongue in their mouth. But a lot of people are using their vocal cords, and that will be harmful. What I'm teaching you now is so that you can preserve your voice until you're old and gray and can hardly breathe anymore. But if you're practicing this breathing, then you're going to be able to breathe a lot longer. And you're going to not have that that old person sound. Like, hello, how are you? You don't want to have that. So we're gonna. This is something that I didn't learn to do this kind of breathing. I was singing professionally already, so I was breathing okay. But when this teacher showed me this, it made all the difference in the world. If I sang a solo for 7 weeks every night, but one every week, it was always the same. I mean, it always was okay. I always was right. And some soloists still had trouble. Some nights would be a bad night. I never had a bad night. Never. Because this really helps you to control whatever you're singing. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is that you have to be completely engrossed and aware and thinking only of your song when you're singing, of whatever the words are, whatever you're trying to convey. Because if you stop thinking and you think of something else, now you're no longer in control. I had a picture that was on the Parade magazine in the Los Angeles Times during the 1984 Olympics. And it was a picture of the 100-yard dash. And the photographer took the dash from the side. And of course these guys, it was like you'd see the first person here, and then the next one, you just see a little bit of a nose. He was just a little bit ahead. And then the next person, you'd see a head coming out back here. They were so close together. And this first guy was straining every muscle that he had with his chin sticking way out, going like that while he ran. And I thought to myself, you know, if he thought about even one nanosecond thought of something else except the finish line, he was not going to win. You know? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the way it is. You have to kind of think about that when you're singing. You have to be completely in control, and all your thoughts have to be about what you're doing. And the other part is that before you're going to sing, if you're going to sing a solo, you need to practice. If you're going to sing in a choir, you need to practice. Practice is really important. And if you try to go out and do it cold, which is what we say if somebody says, oh, Joe is sick, can you go out and take his place? You know, and you're going, you know. So my suggestion is if you're in a group and you have some aspirations of singing solos, and they're bringing in, you know, top guns to sing the solos, you learn them anyway. And the top guns aren't going to be there till the end, to the dress rehearsal. So you learn them anyway. And then when the director says, does anyone know this, you put your hand up. And then you can practice it. Then the director's heard you sing. Okay, now maybe you'll get a solo the next time. When something's small, when they're doing a hometown thing and they don't have the big guns coming in. Okay? I've sung for both of those. I've sung in hometown shows and big time operas and play and stuff. So it's just, you need to be in control. And you need to become vulnerable. Oh gosh, I don't want to become vulnerable. I had a class that I taught and at the college, and this guy gets up to sing, and he's singing, and I said, gee, that was quite good today. And he said, now do it one more time and put something of yourself into it. And he goes, oh, no, that would make me vulnerable. And I said, well, I have news for you. Unless you become vulnerable, you're not going to be the best you can be. So you can't worry about the people sitting out in front of you. You can't worry about them at all. I mean, you can, you know, pretend you see them in their underwear. You can do all kinds of things that would make you laugh. And then you don't want to do that either, because then you're thinking of the wrong things. But they are not the important thing. What's important is what you are doing to make it so that they will be listening and receiving your message, whatever it is. If you're singing at church, if you're singing in a community group, whatever. So you always want to be aware of that. That's really important. Okay, now let's do a little more of this. Now we're going to do some more of that exercise. So we've gone away from it, and we'll come back.
Okay, can you stand up again?
Okay, stand up. Okay. All right, now we're going to do that exercise again, and then we're going to go back and maybe we'll sing a song together and see how we sound, all right?
Okay.
And see if it makes a difference. Now what I'd like you to do when you go home is to find a song that you don't know. Something that looks like it might be good and you'd like to learn it. And then try these new techniques with an old song, a song that you don't know. Because what I found to be true in all my lessons that I taught was that if you learn a song a certain way, you're going to sing it like that forever, unless you make a really strong purpose to do it the other way. So we're going to sing Amazing Grace in a little while, in just a few minutes, before we end this session. And so I want you to try and sing it with the new things that you learned. All right?
Okay.
Let's do that exercise one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, forgive us the note. Breathe. Oh, one more time. Let's try to get on the same pitch to start. Let's do a little Amazing Grace and see what happens when we put this with the song. Okay, you're just letting the air out, you're not squeezing anything in here. No pushing here, nothing, you shouldn't feel it, and things shouldn't be happening here.
5.
Even when you sing louder, it comes from here, remember this.
Right.
It always comes from down here. Okay. I'm going to stop because I like to make sure you sing Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound before you take a breath.
Okay.
And then that saved a wretch like me, breathe. I once was lost, but now I'm found, breathe. Was blind, but now I see. Okay? All right, let's try it again. Okay. Let's go ahead and do an introduction. Let's sing it the last
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Verse 2.
What grace that taught my heart
Together.
fear, and grace my fears relieved. Oh, precious day that grace appeared, the hour I first believed.
Last verse.
When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as a star.
Breathe.
We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
Thank you. We'll have another session with this a little later on, and hopefully maybe 2 or maybe 4. Okay? But I'd like to say something to everybody that's watching and to you that I heard just a few days ago that a university in Florida has completely dropped its whole music course. There are no music classes and no music degrees. It's just disappeared, and they didn't even warn the students ahead of time. There are maybe juniors that are getting ready to graduate, and they're going to have to transfer someplace else. So please support any choir, any children's choir, community choir, church choir, or any professional choir that sings in your area. Please do that and keep music